are these people?
So
Yeah.
there was this.
There was this. So this story you brought to me because this happened off the island where my mom's side of the family is from, Trinidad and Tobago. So and right now it's carnival season, so Trinidad is known for this. So shout out to my family who's in Trinidad celebrating carnival right now. But obviously this, you would think obviously an oil spill is bad, but for Trinidad in this case, this is unusually bad. And
Twitter's been feeding me all sorts of gorgeous Brazilian women and Caribbean women because Carnival is happening. So it couldn't possibly be anything I'm doing to my algorithm. You know, it has to be Twitter's fault. So,
let's look at Al Jazeera. I'm actually surprised that Al Jazeera actually
covered this.
Reported on this. Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, not really, but
gorgeous Trinidad blue, you know.
But they're going to give a general synopsis as to what happened, and then we'll dive into it a little bit more.
Julio.
A massive oil spill has darkened the waters off the coast of the island nation of Trinidad and Tobago.
Cleaning and restoration can only seriously begin after we brought the situation under control. Right now, the situation is not under control.
Crews raced to clean up the spill from an upturned mystery vessel that ran aground in a harbor near the village of Lembeau, erecting a large yellow net.
What is this, a fucking Scooby-Doo episode, Care Bear? What is it? What? We got a fucking mystery vessel. No one knows what the fuck it's from. That doesn't happen, by the way. Like, every vessel is tracked, so something's up.
Protect the coastline. Prime Minister Keith Rowley declared a state of emergency, saying local authorities have more questions than answers on the leaking vessel.
We don't know who it belongs to.
Right.
We have no idea where it came from.
Exactly.
And we also don't know all that it contains.
Obviously, Old Man Jenkins is the culprit. You know.
Do know it appears to be broken. Having made contact.
Appears to be broken, homie. It broke. It's upside down. It broke.
And is leaking some kind of hydrocarbon that is fouling the water and the coastline. That vessel could have come to us from any kind of operation, especially if the operation is illicit.
The spill clouds the waters and the economic health of the southernmost islands in the Caribbean at the height of Carnival, when tourism is crucial to the local economy. Divers spotted the name Gulfstream on the side of the foundered craft and have identified a length of cable possibly suggesting it had been towed. Adding to the mystery, the nation's emergency management agency says there are no signs of anyone manning the 100-meter-long vessel. The United Nations is working with the government to coordinate an international aid response to the spill. John Hendren, Al Jazeera.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.
Do that. You go sub to Al Jazeera. Why not?
Anyone who is curious as to know what my family sounds like,
sure,
they sound like that, right?
Fucking
so basically
Trinidad.
Right. So let's dive into a little bit more. Oops.
Yep.
So friend of the show, Brett Wilkins, reported on this. So he writes, Trinidad and Tobago mulls historic disaster declaration after ghost ship oil spill. Right now, the situation is not under control, the Prime Minister said Sunday on the eve of the Caribbean nation's world-renowned carnival. The government of Trinidad and Tobago this weekend said it was considering what would be the island nation's first ever level-3 disaster declaration amid a worsening environmental disaster caused by an oil spill from a mysterious ship on the eve of the Caribbean country's famed carnival. As more than 1,000 emergency workers and volunteers raced to clean up the massive spill off Tobago's southwestern coast, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Keith Laurie told reporters Sunday that cleaning and restoration can only begin as soon as we have the situation under control. Right now, the situation is not under control. The spill came from a vessel of indeterminate origin that capsized off the coast of Cove Echo Industry Park on Wednesday. As Agence France Presse reported, the ship, named Gulfstream, made no emergency calls with no sign of crew and no clear sign of ownership.
Yeah, which definitely means that's some suspicious shit. Yeah. Because essentially if you make an emergency call, every vessel in the area is duty bound to try to help you, right?
Right.
So not making one means, you don't want to be found, pretty much. Or someone didn't want this found,
Or, so this does give the indication that this might have been intentional.
And possibly, or something illicit was going down.
Right.
So,
but anyway, officials said the spill has affected over 25 miles of coastline and has damaged the coral reef and Atlantic beaches, threatening not only the environment and residents' health, but also the vital tourism industry as the country prepares to host this world-renowned carnival this week.
Mm-hmm.
Farley Augustine, Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, told reporters Saturday that the government may declare a level 3 disaster for the first time in the nation's history. Level 3 spills require substantial international support. Everything indicates that we're going in that direction, Augustine said. There have been hundreds of oil spills of Trinidad and Tobago's coast over the past decade. These accidents rarely attract international media attention and often go unpunished. So actually, that was
it looked fairly contained from what I saw. I mean, it seemed one beach was affected, right?
Well, keep in mind, Tobago is
small
in comparison to Trinidad, tiny.
Yeah.
So,
that could be a major tourist test for, you know. But also, I mean, it's going to affect wildlife regardless, especially if cleanup is not, like, Tobago's also not that, like, flush with cash to be able to, like, put into cleanup efforts,
Well, Trinidad and Tobago are they're essentially twin islands, essentially. So Trinidad is it's more the most populated of the two. Tobago is less inhabitable, so there's not many people that live on Tobago in contrast to Trinidad.
Gotcha.
So, but as I said, Tobago is very small. So the idea that, they're saying that this is historical spill, because Trinidad off the coast has a lot of oil reserves. That's what they're known for. So this, not to say this is not common, but it wouldn't be unusual to hear of an oil spill.
What's unusual is that we don't know where the fuck this boat came from.
Right.
That's what's unusual.
You don't know, right.
I mean,
and given the timing, given that it's carnival right now, that's going to be significant, as they said, in terms of tourism. But then I would argue also help, because not a lot of people are going to be looking to clean up a beach when they want to party, so to speak.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's sure. I mean, the wildlife there, what usually happens is that these oil products get pushed into the sand, at some point. So you end up dealing with it years and years and years later, pretty much, the effects of it. So we'll see. I'm wondering who, Tobago's arch nemesis is, like who would tow the oil ship over there, like old man Jenkins is not playing around this year, man. He had a bad experience last carnival and wants to get back at that lady. I think that's what it is. This is like lover's scorn gone wrong, so we'll see. But yeah, just, interesting story. I don't think anyone else really covered. So,
no one's going to cover this. But
no Valdez on this one. So, but another fuck up of hydrocarbons in an environment that's not necessary. So, but Anything else you wanted to add? When was the last time you were in Trinidad?
Yeah.
You ever been there? So.
Well, baby, but not as.
Gotcha.
So really, for all intents and purposes, I haven't been there.
Yeah. You know.
Much to the shame. Much to the shame of my family.
Yeah.
I'll be there at some point, fam. I promise.
Sure. You know, you go to Barbados, it's the same thing, right? They're the same. They're all the same. All those islands are the same. You know?
I mean, but it's family that I haven't seen on that side. So,
right. So,
you know,
beautiful
like
women, great food, delicious rum drinks. You know, what's not to love? So, you know, but anyway, you know, let us know what you think. Leave a comment down there. Do the thing. Get your little typey fingers going. Hit the share button. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe even. What are you doing?